What's up, guys? CryptoSavy here. Welcome to the channel where you subscribe to get daily updates every day on Bitcoin. We're going to be taking a look at the charts. Have we topped out? Do we have further up to go? We're going to take a look at that and look at some key areas that we need to keep an eye on. So definitely stick around. Don't forget, we have a free Discord group in the description below the video. Awesome community. A lot of great people in there. Definitely check it out. If you haven't already, there is a link below, and let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Make sure you read it. And don't forget, we are doing a Kobo Vault Generation 2 hard wallet giveaway. Not your keys, not your crypto. All you have to do to enter to win is make sure you're subscribed to the channel by ticking the subscribe button. And hit the thumbs up. Leave your comment down below. I'll be picking a random comment from a random video throughout the week. And I'll be picking the winner on Sunday, so definitely make sure you don't miss that, and let's get into it. Looking at the news headlines to get a feel for the sentiment. The quest to liberate 300,000 of Bitcoin from an old zip file. That sounds interesting. Haven't read it. As you guys know, I work, so I just get up and do these videos. No editing or nothing involved. 20 institutional Bitcoin investors revealed, but soon the list may vanish. Young investors have flooded into Bitcoin during the pandemic, while the older generation can't get enough gold. Bitcoin entering new adoption cycle, Coinmetrics executive says. Wall Street revealed to be edging out Bitcoin traders with 1 million plus transactions. Obviously, it's very bullish news. Sentiment's very bullish. Everybody's very bullish. Even the people that were bears have turned bullish. I am still leaning more bearish in the midterm. So that's not to say we're not going to have some more spikes up. We will take a look at it. We'll go all the way down to the 1 hour and take a look at the more immediate targets. So make sure you watch the whole video so I don't have to read some just crazy comments that people, you could tell they didn't watch the video, and yeah, trolls. Anyways, fear and greed index, we're at 77, dropped 2 points from yesterday, still in the extreme fear or extreme greed zone. And let's take a look at the futures. This is the CME Futures chart. We did close this gap, and as of right now, we are, as of making this video, we're at 11,930 on the CME. We still have a gap down here at the 9,670 range, and then we do have, and this is the 8 hour. You can see this one in the daily, but let's go into the 8 hour, and we're looking at another gap down here all the way down to 7630, and the scary gap all the way down to 30. I think it is, let's take a look, 3570. And there's nothing saying that the gaps have to fill, guys, but in the past they all have filled, and I just think everybody should be aware that that is down there. I'm pretty confident that this one will fill. People are getting extremely bullish. Like I said, I'm starting to hear never below 10K again. I'm not saying that, you know, we're gonna, but I think the possibilities are high that we are gonna go lower down here. Another thing I want to talk about, Ethereum obviously is having a pump lately. Last year, Litecoin had its pump and it pulled Bitcoin up. And its pump went up to, we got about a 578% pump last year for Litecoin. And when Litecoin was pumping, Ethereum was lagging. Now Ethereum was pumping, Litecoin's lagging. I just want to talk about that a little bit real quick. Here's the Ethereum pump. As of right now, it's about 418%. The bullish case scenario for this, guys, the measured move would be, although I believe the pump is pretty much over, and I'll show you why, but I'll tell you the areas to watch with Bitcoin to help you out. So $650 would be the measured move off of this, looking at it as a W or a Adam and Eve, however you wanted to look at that. But again, I'm pretty confident that this run is over, but we will take a look at the bullish case and the bearish. And as you can see in Bitcoin here, this was the Litecoin run, pushed Bitcoin up here. This is the Ethereum run. And the Litecoin run pushed Bitcoin up 347%. I want to remind you guys, there is some life-changing trades that are going to be coming up. The volatility is coming back. If you guys are interested in trading, I'm going to leave a PrimeXBT tutorial up top. Definitely check it out if you're interested in making money no matter which way the market goes. And the good thing about PrimeXBT, you can trade Forex, gold, silver, Dow Jones, Euro 50, France, everything right on this one exchange. And this is the only exchange I use anymore. And the funny thing about it is PrimeXBT, I make a whole lot less commission compared to what I was making off Bybit, Phoenix, and all that stuff. But I don't trust those exchanges. This is the exchange I trust. So obviously it's not about the money. I could make a lot more talking about Bybit and whatever. But anyways, if you guys are interested, check it out. You can also use my promo code Savy50 to get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit in your trading account. Up to 1 Bitcoin. Savy25 gets you 25% off of your fees. Even if you already have a Prime account, you can still use my promo codes. All right. Oh, one other thing, I wanted to show you something cool. If you don't have multiple screens, multiple monitors, they have a cool option. You can set up multiple, you could put different hourly charts or watch different assets, whatever. But it's just a great exchange with a great platform and setup. Anyways, let's look at the monthly. So on the monthly, it's still looking like possible bearish divergence here. We had our higher highs in the price, lower highs in the RSI. This was the trend line we were watching. We have gotten support on it right now. And this, again, is on the monthly. We're early in the month, but around 11,200 is this trend line here that we need to watch. If we were to come back down and test the EMA, the AEMA this month will be around 9,700. 13 EMA is going to be around 9,200. 21 EMAs around 8,500, and then our 55 EMA is around 56 to 5,700 depending. But anyways, just keep an eye on that. We'll dig in a little bit deeper. So looking at the weekly, I had the same trend line. You can see here we are above it on the weekly. If this holds as support, there's definitely a possibility we go up to these higher levels. As of right now, it's around 11,300. Let's take some measured moves here. Looking at this falling broadening wedge, and we had this up here forever now. I believe, when was this? April? Yeah, a couple months we've been looking at this, and the measured move off that is 16,000. This is the bullish case. Like I said, I still think there's a good chance we go down, guys, but 16,000. And then we have a bigger one looking at this bigger triangle, the thicker white trend lines. If we did a measured move off of that, that would get us up to around the $27,000 range. The thing I don't like about this, if it is the bull run starting now, I think this is about as high as it would go if this is it. If we do have our correction back down here and then a nice slow gradual move up, and I've talked about it before, I think that would be a much healthier, much bigger, and a lot better of a bull run. But if this is the bull run, I don't see it going much higher than about 27,000. Unfortunately, that would most likely be the top if we're starting it now. But I'm not convinced we are. I've seen a lot of bears turn bullish. I just don't see it. Let's look at the RSI. We could get up and retest the top of this triangle in the RSI. As you can see, we had resistance up here, support, resistance, support. Now do we get rejected here one more time? Now a weekly close above this, then we could be in that bull run. But like I said, if we are, I don't see us going much higher than 27 before a major correction. So I would much rather see a correction here, but that's my opinion. And that's not to say, in the shorter term, you could trade the market whichever way in the shorter term. In the longer term, I still believe we're going down at medium term. This is my wife's webpage, another way to help support the channel, inkyyourimage.com. Definitely check it out. There is a link down below, and She has a lot of cool crypto stuff on here. You can put anything you want, though, not just what you see. If you have a favorite coin, favorite saying, something funny, they make great gifts too. So definitely check it out. And this is one of the bearish things I want to talk about, is this daily candle. And I'll zoom in so you guys can see it. This daily candle right here, that is a bearish engulfing candle. As you can see, it engulfed the green candle next to it. And we have not broken the top. To invalidate this, we would have to get above the 12,135. And depending on what exchange you're on, that's on the Coinbase. But 12,185, I'm going to go ahead and put, we'll put a trend line across there. Right here. But that would be, a break of that would make it invalid. And this is on the daily, so it takes a while to play out. But guys, it does look, that is a pretty much a textbook bearish engulfing candle. We are getting support on this orange trend line right now, and as of right now on the daily, that is around 11,720. So a break below that will most likely come down and test this trend line here at around 11,382. We also have the 8 EMA at 11,450, 13 EMA around 11,150, 21 EMA 11,780, 55 EMA around 10,000. Remember, guys, we do have that gap down at around 96. I think it was 96.70, something like that. But this is what I'm really keeping an eye on now. A break of that, we'll look at our higher targets. If that would be obviously the more bullish case scenario. A break of that 12,139. Zoom out a little bit. One other thing I want to point out is, if you look at the macro here, all we're doing is making lower highs. Obviously, our $14,000 high over here would have to, if that breaks, you know, that's going to bring a lot of bulls in. So anyways, we also have these targets here. We're going to look at them in a lower time frames, 6,900 and 5,500. And then don't forget, looking at this as a rising broadening wedge, a breakdown from here within the next week or so could get us all the way down to around 34 to 3,500. Not saying it's going to happen, guys. I'm just saying keep your eyes glued to it, and that could close that gap down there if that was to happen. Now let's take a look at the daily in a little bit different light. So back in here, if you guys were watching my channel, you'll remember that I was calling like 5,400 here, and everybody was saying I was spreading FUD and just being negative as hell, and I stuck to it, and look where we went, way further down than I actually thought. I'm still pretty bearish here. We could come up and retest the bottom of this rising broadening wedge here, and that being somewhere in the $12,600 range. And we'll look at that in smaller time frames, but that would be retesting the bottom of this. A break of that and then getting support on it, that would pretty much confirm a total bull run, in my opinion, or at least, you know, going up to that $17,000 range, which would be looking at, see the red here as the neckline, looking at this as a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I do not like this right shoulder, but Bitcoin's Bitcoin. I can't tell it what to do. But a measured move of that's around the $17,000 range, if that is the case. So let's look at the EMA, or I'm sorry, the RSI. As you can see here in the RSI, we are still in this falling channel. We had a rising broadening wedge here. We broke down from, came into a falling channel, broke out of the falling channel, tested the top of this bigger falling channel here. We're going to take a look at the Fibonacci retracements. If we have topped here, remember guys that even this bearish engulfing candle here, like I said, unless we break it, and this is the top, looking at the swing low to the swing high, these are the Fibonacci retracements. Coming down to the 0.236 would be around 10,187. 0.382 fib would be around 89.50. 0.5 fib would be around 79.83. And then we have our target down here around 6,900, which is in the golden pocket zone. If we did get down to these levels and that didn't hold, the next step would be 0.786, which would be about 5,600. And if that wasn't to hold, then we could be looking at this way lower low. Again, guys, not saying we have to go this low. Keep an eye on it. We're going to look at the 4 hour. So looking at the 4 hours, same thing. Looking at the bottom of this rising broadening wedge that we broke down from, coming up would be around that 12,646 level. Looking at the RSI, that could be coming to retest the top of this channel if we're coming down. But a break of this trend line down here is going to get really ugly really fast. And again, guys, this is a 4 hour RSI. This weekend could be extremely, extremely interesting. Let's see. But yeah, coming back down to test this bottom trend line, depending on how quick it was. If we came back down sometime this weekend, could be between the 93 and 9,500 range, which would close that gap down there. But a break of this trend line here, which would be a break of the 9,400, 9,300-ish, could get very bad. We could come back down to test this trend line, which is around the 85 to 8,600. But enough of that. Let's get into the smaller time frame and look at. I tried to clean this up the best I can without missing out on everything. I want you guys to see all of this. As of right now, it does seem we are breaking this trend line. That's pretty bearish here, and that's only in the 1 hour. So, but it does look like we're dropping from here. Let's zoom in, and we'll start out with the smaller formations. As you can see, we have this in blue. We have this rising channel here. We have a smaller rising channel within it, and a breakdown from here would get us down to around, depending on when we break it or if we break it. But as of right now, that lies about 11,730. A break of that would most likely get us down to 11,400, 11,500 range, depending on how long it took to get down to this bottom trend line. If we came back up and broke up from here and obviously break the old high over here, we'd be looking at the first stop at around 12,361. And then if we look at the bigger rising channel, you could look at it as a bigger rising channel or another inverse head and shoulders here. And if we did break up from here, that measured move could get us up as high as 12,650. And remember, that lines up perfectly with the bottom of that rising wedge on the pink rising broadening wedge that we were talking about. Now, break down from here. If we broke down past that 11,450, gets us down to around the 10,800, which also would be retesting this long-term trend line here. And let's take a look at some more targets. Obviously, the bearish or bullish case scenario is here. Retesting the top of this trend line of what looks to be a rising broadening wedge could get us up to the $13,000 range, just shy of it, depending on where it would hit. And that's the bullish case. The bearish case is we come down, break this, and let's take some measured moves here. Look at the yellow dotted lines and a measured move of a breakdown from there. Could get us as low as 94 to 9,500, which again would be retesting this long-term trend line. So there's just a lot of stuff pointing down for me, guys. I know everybody's super bullish. Just be cautious. You know, we could go up to these higher levels. I showed you the areas to watch. We also have some other targets down here. Let's take a look at these. Obviously, we have the 10,550 support. A break of that could be going down to around the 10,000. Test that again. Like I said, a lot of people are saying never below 10,000. How many times have we heard that when we got above 10,000? So just be cautious, guys. And looking at this as a much bigger rising wedge, we could get a target all the way down to the $8,700 to $8,800 range. But again, in the short term here, we are looking like, let me see, how long do we got in this candle? We're halfway through, so if we get a push up, that can pull this back in. But if we close the 1 hour candle down below this trend line here, most likely we're going to continue down, maybe come up, test for support, and go down. So it looks like we might have some downward action today. I haven't looked at the Dow. Dow is pre-market. We're down $100 as of the time of making this video. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, that's where we're at, guys. Another way to look at this is the top of this neckline for the possible inverse head and shoulders or rising channel. And if we went off of these wicks here, and a break of this, looking at this as a rising channel, I don't know if you can see it really well. It's kind of hard to explain everything I'm seeing, but I'm trying my best. And that would be a target of around 11,300. So I don't know, guys, unless we break this 11,700 or 12,150 range, I still believe the direction is down. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Leave your comment down below to get you entered to win the Kobo Vault Generation 2 hard wallet. And click the CryptoSavy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel so you don't miss my daily updates. And again, I'll be making a pretty big announcement on Sunday's video, so definitely make sure you don't miss that. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Be safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow.